Yeah.
Like, I would still go to different meetings, but sometimes I wouldn't even know where these meetings were if it wasn't for online. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's a fascinating thing. And actually, just speaking of life in general and how awesome this relationship thing is online, it also includes my family. As I use, Skype to talk and see my family, including my kids when I'm not with them. So at any given time, if I'm, not with my two daughters and they're both online, they're both on Skype. So when they come online, we see each other and, they'll tell me about their day
Awesome.
and even like think of with Facebook, if I can't go to one of my daughter's soccer games, my other daughter, she can just record it and throw it up on Facebook and I can see what happened.
Nice.
I mean, this just blows me away how cool life is now. So, and like when anybody's cynical about things like Facebook or Twitter or something, I just think you are not seeing the big picture with this. Because my mom is even on Facebook and does, the little updates. And there are things, I talk to her maybe once a week, once every other week. And, there's certain things that you can talk about on the phone and share. But with these technologies and the ability to create and maintain our relationships, I can see stuff she's done. She just went into the mountains in Salt Lake and took a bunch of pictures of the changing leaves and all the stuff that she's into. Whereas I probably, in a month when I see her again, she might forget to show those pictures or share that that's something she's into.
Wow.
And I can see it on a daily basis on Facebook and engage with her about them. It's so fascinating. So yeah, I love that one as well.
Yeah, I was just chatting with my mom on instant messaging because she's usually online while she's at work, and she was asking me about the documentary or commenting on things that she'd seen me. And she's seeing this process unfold because I shoot little updates out, through Twitter and Facebook about it, so she gets to watch that process. And like little thoughts I might have had off the cuff, like you say, like next time I talk to her on the phone or in person, I might not think to say, oh yeah, I was sitting in class and this thought about my documentary came to me. But when I, shoot it out through, this live stream, so to speak, and I saw an amazing statistic recently. It's like 19% of people on the internet in the US post status updates, whether that's to MySpace, Twitter, or Facebook or something like that. 19%, 19. I mean, that's actually an amazing number, and it jumped from like
the entire U.S.
It jumped from like 11% last year post regular status updates online. For the very reason, whether it's to just a few family and friends, or whether it's to customers and fans and colleagues worldwide. 19% of people. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that's number one: the ability to create and maintain relationships online. Number two, what do you got?
Learn from and teach the world.
Nice.
And what I mean by this is, we now can learn from just about anywhere. Like, for instance, you can now take Harvard classes and learn from people you might never have had access to ever. And it's all now online.
Yeah.
I mean, we just got invited to help teach and talk to a class. Where was it? Do you remember what state it was
I'm
in?
actually already forgetting it's a college there in Southern California.
Yeah, I mean, so this is just crazy that we would even have access to talk to this college class just because of our show.
We're going to lecture over Skype. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and then not only that, but you also have the ability to teach the world. You can become an expert and teach anyone, anywhere with the internet. This is just absolutely crazy. Knowledge just has never been so accessible. To me, this is absolutely an awesome time to live because of that, because I'm so into learning and then being able to share the knowledge that I have with others. I just can't imagine living in a time where, you would have to go to the library, and if there was a library, and there might be 200 books, and that's the extent of your knowledge. Now it's like anything. The amount of knowledge that I can take in is absolutely amazing to me. Anything I think of, I can go on, and so far, well, maybe there's not a macrame podcast yet, but there might be. That actually, we joke about that, but there very well might be. But
yeah.
Just every interest I've had, I've been able to find some information in the way I like to consume it, and that's just awesome.
We were meeting with a friend yesterday for lunch, and he conducts, like symphony orchestras. That's what he's studied, and that's what he does now. And so he was telling us that whenever he's like thinking through what kind of a program that he's going to, when he's invited to conduct a symphony and he's thinking through the program and what music he wants to do, or maybe they have a program already and they're like, okay, these are the pieces we're going to be playing. And he's saying how, if there's a specific piece that he can't remember, he's never gone to YouTube and not found a video of somebody playing that piece to remind him of like, oh yeah, that's what that song is. Or, to get an idea really quickly, even if he's on the go and pulling that up on his phone. And that's just, talk about niche. And so, obviously a huge takeaway here for anybody starting an internet business or becoming an online content creator is there are people out there ready to consume whatever it is that you want to put online. Huge opportunity, both from the learning side as well as the teaching side of things. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I was going to joke about that. Yes, it's awesome. Everything's awesome right now.
Well, and that kind of leads into number 3, which, is something for both of us, is that just the idea of getting to, really knowing and doing what we love most in life. There's a reason why we talk about this first thing in everything we teach. It's the first course inside of the academy, or, I have a couple new media coaching groups going right now. And the first thing I talk to them about is like, well, who do you want to reach out to? Who really is the target audience that you can do your best work with, that you want to deliver value with, or that you want to deliver value to? And so many people don't necessarily know or have a good answer to that. Like, well, what is it that I want to do most in life? Or who is it that I want to do work with? Or who do I want to benefit? Do I want to, help fathers of adopted children be able to integrate? It's like going back to the whole niche thing. It's like you're in a second marriage and you both brought kids to a new marriage and you had to learn and go through all these things, bringing your families together. And now it's your thing in life that you would most love to go and help other mixed marriages be able to thrive and bring these families together and form a new family. Awesome. Figure that out. And then obviously the opportunity is online to go out and do that. So both of us have figured out, well, what fulfills us most. Well, let me put it this way. I started my talk at Blog World Expo basically telling the story of being an engineer, being disenchanted with that, quitting my job, and then spending 2 years just really trying to figure out, well, what makes me happy? And it wasn't until I found out, it's like, what's really missing is I love to teach people. And all this deal making in real estate, it's not connecting with what really my strengths and passions are. In the end, I like to teach people, and specifically, I like to teach them things that bring them increased freedom and empowerment to do what they love in their life. And teaching people small business, internet business is a great way to do that. So to specifically know that, to know it's that the things that I most want to pursue in my life that are going to make me the happiness are related to teaching others, and that's something I could do. So at the beginning of the speech, I said, look, the presentation, I said, look, there are a few things in life that I like to do more than what I'm doing right now in this conference with you in this room, is to talk about these kinds of things and teach these kinds of things to you. So, obviously I'm very grateful to know what it is I love most in life and to have all the tools on the internet to be able to do that, to teach people worldwide, these things that empower their voice, empower them to go out and do what they want, and then benefit other people's lives as well. So that, that's a very powerful concept, and why that's the first thing that we teach in the academy.
Absolutely. And number 4 is you can develop and cultivate your passions and interests like never before. This kind of relates to, doing what you love, but this also relates to, your ability to find and cultivate passions. And even having the ability now to take a possible passion and make a living from it and, feed your family and be able to do cool things from passions is just awesome. Let's see how many times we say that this particular episode. So, for instance, I was able to find and meet up with a group that is trying to start a private school here in San Diego, something that, I really wanted to be a part of. And now I'm on their board of directors thanks to meetup.com. Like, I don't know, how would I have ever found out that they're trying to start this very specific school that does this thing called unschooling that I really was interested in? Like, the likelihood of that, just, I don't know, without the internet, I don't know how I would have found that out. Or how, I guess she would have had to, advertise in the news.